All right, stats. Welcome to a little help video for Chapter 18, Part 1, homework set. Here on number 1, you got 52 in each sample. You want a 99% confidence interval for the difference of the means and interpret your results. So tomorrow in class, when I'm not there, help each other out. You can borrow my calculators too. I don't think the TI 30XS multi-views go up past 42 as a sample size. Anyway, there's a formula that interpret it. It's all about the difference. Does the difference cross 0? All right, that's the formula you're going to use there. Again, x bar 1, x bar 2, standard deviation 1, standard deviation 2. Here you got a sample size of 32 followed by a sample size of 31. Both are greater than or equal to 30, so you could use the same formula as number 1. You could also do degrees of freedom 30, do T-star, so either is correct there. Your T-table does give you degrees of freedom of 30. All right. On the previous one, you can have degrees of freedom 51 on that one T-table as well. So number 3, same type of formula. You have to use T. Degrees of freedom is 27. You have a sample size of 28 in there. So same type of deal. Again, create and interpret. Interpret. All right. We've done a lot of these before. Interpret. Here on number 4, talk about mice. Degrees of freedom 18. Interpret. 14 and 14 mice. So type that in. All our calculators can handle that. Tomorrow's a great day for typing this into our calculator. All right, 95% confidence interval for the difference of the means. Interpret your results. 6 here, you're given all the data and 6A's T time. Again, 95% confidence interval. There's nothing to interpret. Just make one, okay? T time, you could use T or you could use Z. Again, both are bigger than 30, so you could use Z. 1.96, we have that memorized. Or you could use T with the degrees of freedom of 30. And then you definitely have to do T time. Again, using that T star. Got those formulas. Number 7. Now, for the additional time, that means the difference to complete. Obviously, on average, it takes longer to complete a degree when you're going from a community college to a 4-year university. So that's what they mean, a 95% confidence interval for the difference. Are you truly adding time on here given the study? Obviously, look at your N. Obviously, use Z star there. So again, x bar 1 minus x bar 2 plus or minus Z star in the square root, that info. The fall semester here, you've got a sample size of 27, 25. Got to use T time. Oh, I didn't think there'd be much testing. One of them is confidence interval. This one is not. This one's just Chapter 18, Part 1. So there could be testing. There is. Did they do better in the fall? So I call that M1. Is M1 greater than M2? All right, the mean of 1 greater than mean 2. All right, alpha 0.05, single tail, degrees of freedom 24. There you go. Be careful on that. What are you doing with the null? Rejected, fail to reject it. All right, you've got 16 as a sample size in each, so degrees of freedom is 14 here on Walmart versus Target. Are they different? So is either Target's more or is it less? Are they different? Give me all those rounded to, we're talking money, rounded to 2 decimals, all right? Two-tailed test, degrees of freedom 15 for your T values that begin in the rejection region. Is there a difference in the pH? M1 equals M2, M1 does not equal M2. You got 12 in each, right? 12 in each, so you need x bar 1. You need x bar 2. Standard deviation 1, standard deviation 2, rounded 2 decimals in each. Is there a difference? Two-tailed test, degrees of freedom, what? You got 12, and you got 14, so degrees of freedom 11. All right, so be careful there. Number 12 here, is there a significant difference between the two groups? T time, degrees of freedom 17, M1 equals M2, M1 does not equal M2 for your null and alternate hypothesis. Standard deviation, all right, something like R, these are small numbers, so use them all. Two-tailed test, the alpha is 0.05, degrees of freedom 17. Is there, we're getting into some bad typos here. Is there evidence that Montessori students perform better? Someone in my neighborhood's a fan of the Montessori schools because they got a little yard sign out there that's been out there a while. Anyway, they're pros. Or they're very pro Montessori. Don't know much. So about them, I know Elsie's not in one. So degrees of freedom, 17 minus 1 is 16. Perform better. So Montessori, you would call this, you probably M1, M2. Perform better is clearly greater than. That would be the ha. So again, just use the converse there with equality. So the right tail test, they did score higher. So right tail test, alpha's 0.05. Degrees of freedom, 24. And then the last page to help you. Again, we should get a lot of this done tomorrow. Mean 1, mean 2. Do they differ? Degrees of freedom is 20. 21 minus 1. Two-tailed test. And then for B and C, you're using that same data, and you're just... You're having a confidence interval, and if it crosses 0, then, you know, you can say inconclusive, crosses 0, can't tell, and then I'm interested in what type of result there you get on A. Okay, so just answer each question like it's on its own. Do you reject the null, fail to reject it? Does it cross 0? Does it cross 0? Something like that. All right, that is your homework set. That is due Friday. Be working on the quiz review as well. Working on that. Evidently, a video was made last year. Hypothesis testing quiz review. All right, I'll give you more of those answers. Again, that quiz is next week. This is Yak Math Video. Sign out.